Under a 9-cent Kaspa, guys, and there has been a lot of drama going on over on crypto Twitter around the Kaspa main page. 250,000 followers. Is it never going to put out news again, guys? Let's get into it. In this video, I'm going to break down what I think is going on with the price of Kaspa and where I believe it's going to go. We're going to go over the macro market, and is alt season coming? And if it did, will it positively affect Kaspa? And then we're going to get into this X page shenanigans, guys. If you like this kind of content and want me to keep covering Kaspa, make sure you drop a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Now let's get into it. I love you all. This is never financial advice. Ever since Crescendo came out, guys, a couple things hasn't happened. The price hasn't gone up, and the main Kaspa page hadn't tweeted until yesterday. But guys, I just want to say, this is a beautiful sight to see right here. This is a cryptocurrency that looks like it's $5 a coin and not a less than $2 billion market cap at 9 cents a coin. But the market has not dictated that. The market is currently dictating a fully diluted value of $2.54 billion. 55 million in volume, down 47%, in sub 9-cent Kaspa. It wasn't that long ago. Nobody thought Kaspa would ever make it underneath 10 cents. And then it definitely dropped down this day in January. But let's get into a little bit of what's been going on in crypto Twitter, guys. And if you don't follow me over on X, make sure you head over there and follow me at Finance Freeman, guys. All the alpha, the very early calls. I talk about Kaspa a lot. Everything there. Well, there had been some confusing or some not in agreement, let's just say, as what people thought about the main Kaspa page. As we all know, Kaspa is decentralized, okay? It's completely decentralized, and they really pride themselves on being the better version of Bitcoin. And if you look at here, basically they had stopped tweeting ever since this Crescendo Live came out, and basically here they were saying that they didn't ask for this responsibility but took the time to think it through. Now on this account will not speak for Kaspa itself. It'll have no voice, no face of its own, guys. Basically, they were afraid that this page was going against other things in the community or anything like that, and I don't even agree with that. It doesn't make any sense to me. Bitcoin is more decentralized than any other crypto, okay? Yes, Kaspa is trying to do it, but we all got to think, even though Kaspa is saying it's more decentralized, when Bitcoin was founded, nobody knew what mining was. Nobody was waiting for it, but I guarantee you, there are people waiting for the very next proof of work coin to come out so they can mine it. So whenever Kaspa came out, people on the team knew about it, and I'm sure they mined it. Other miners knew about it and wanted to mine it. So it's not as decentralized even as Bitcoin, okay? Even though I do think it is the better version of proof of work cryptography. But whenever we look at this, Bitcoin has a page. Nobody knows who owns it. Nobody cares. They're just glad that they're tweeting to 7.7 million followers. Very simple stuff like this, okay? How much is a Bitcoin worth? How much is a Bitcoin worth? Okay, let's go here. Do a little update. Oh, you like this picture of a clamshell with a Bitcoin in the middle of it? There, do it. 12 years, the difference between Bitcoin conference, how it started, how it is now. I could see all of this being posted on the Kaspa page. It doesn't have to be like it's direct news. Just have it be news. Kaspa Silver, a very wonderful outlet here on YouTube for X news. There's people over on Twitter that provide very, very good Kaspa news. This could just be a suppository for all of that, where all the news comes together and gets posted right here for a Kaspa, guys. But now, I want to get into the price. I want to get into is altcoin season, and if it comes, what that will mean for Kaspa. But before we do that, I want to get into the hash rate, because some people say Kaspa needs no attention. It speaks for itself. But so far, we've all seen the price hasn't done that. And at last I checked, miners were underwater. And we had this double top here at 1.48 exahash of mining, guys. We all know that miners have to get paid. And as Kaspa continues to evolve, there's going to be less and less Kaspa going out to miners. So then they're going to be relying 100% of fees on KRC20 and other types of transactions, KRC 721s, and any fee associated with that, guys. And we do have Zealous Swap coming up very soon, if it's not already live, a way that people can swap like the first decentralized DEX market maker type thing over on Kaspa. But the hash rate has continued to fall. It looks like it's recovering a little bit. It hit this low at 1 exahash. Is it coming up? If this was a crypto chart, I would say the low's not in yet. I would say that this is a high. This is a high. We came down here. We have a little rally, and then it's going to fall down to maybe between 600 and 800 petahashes. Now, this is not me being bearish. This is me just being honest. I think KASPA is the best proof of work cryptocurrency that there is, but we have to work on getting the word out about KASPA. Not everyone is so bought into the proof of work. Some people are completely fine with proof of stake, but they just have to know that KASPA exists. And that's why I believe this page absolutely shit posting and not worrying about what people think is great. The same way Bitcoin posts 3, 4, 5, 6 times a day. This page has the opportunity to hit 250,000 people a day, and it'll grow extremely fast. There's no reason to worry about anything else other than posting. But let's get into altcoin season. Do I think altcoin season going to come? Yes, I do. We are seeing Ethereum run very, very well lately, okay? We see Ethereum compared to BTC doing extremely, extremely well lately, but that will not necessarily go with KASPA doing good, because whenever we look at altcoin season, we have to think Ethereum has a lot of pairs. If we just come down here and look at all these coins that are paired with Ethereum directly. Pepe. If Pepe, nobody buys a single Pepe, and Ethereum doubles, the price of Pepe will double because it is paired with Ethereum. When we take a look at Solana, when Solana goes up, it's already in the top 10, right? It's the top 5 without stable coins. If it goes up, everything associated or paired with that will continue to go up. If we go look at Bonk or any of those meme coins, they will go up. So just the mere fact of an overall altcoin season does not mean that a coin that is not paired with one of the top altcoins, meaning it's not an Ethereum layer 2, it's not a Solana layer 2, do not necessarily mean it's going to pump crazy. We've seen that on the last pump where Ethereum alt and Solana alts pumped like crazy. It does not mean that KASPA necessarily will, but I am not bearish on KASPA. If we take a look at this chart, I want to come right here. I want to draw a trend line right here. I also want to come right here, draw a trend line right there. And you can see we broke that. And now let's draw a trend line. Let's go down here. Okay, so let's change this one because this looks like the color that we had hit. Let's make it, nah, it doesn't look too good. Let's make it a gray color. Let's make it a little thicker so we could see. So we have hit this trend line, and we could say this trend line is on lows. You could see we came here, we had a fake out, we came down, we had another low here. So you know, optically, if you're just looking at the chart, it doesn't look that great. I'm just going to be completely honest. But like I said, I am not bearish on KASPA because I know of everything that they built. I truly believe people just do not know it exists. But if we were to look at this as just a pump and saying, hey, is this invalidated? Is it bearish? If we come down here to this low, and we come up here to this high, we have stopped at the 618 fib level. That's perfectly fine in my personal opinion. We're not on logarithmic. This is regular. But that kind of thing I think is completely fine. We definitely would not want to lose this level right here at 786, which is about 7 cents. Anything under 7 cents would be invalidated. And to me, I would think we are getting a lower low at least to 5 cents. But the price of KASPA cannot really afford to do that, because if KASPA is going to exist long term, which I do, I'm extremely bullish on KASPA long term. I just want to say that, even though I'm pointing out some things, I do think, if never financial advice, but if I'm looking at this, the low is now in for KASPA, and we're going to keep going up. That's what I think. I think we're going to come up. We're going to have some challenges around 15 cents. We're going to have challenges around 18 cents, 20 cents, and keep going up. But I do believe the low is in right now. But if it wasn't in the long-term success of KASPA, it has to be, because whenever we look at this, all of these blocks are being processed by people on proof of work network, and they can't be in deficit forever. They've got to be able to make money. So we need the price of Kaspa to get up to like 50 cents long term to be able to sustain all this computing power, all this hash rate. So this is a very big point in make or break, I believe, for the successful longevity of Kaspa, is this price absolutely has to come up. It has to make a new all-time high. And the last thing that I want to say is a lot of people on crypto Twitter are wanting it to pump. If I only wanted a 5x, I would be in something else. Or if I only wanted 10x, I'd be in something else. Guys, there's 10x's happening every day with meme coins. That's what I mean. Follow me, Finance Freeman. We're always talking about them, guys. 5s, 10x's. To me, when I look at Kaspa, this is a long-term hold. If I only wanted a 5x, an 8x, I would definitely be in the meme coin trenches. But this is a very long-term hold for me. That is the way I am looking at it. And what scares me a little bit is people looking at this as a short-term investment. It come up, and then a lot of people sell, like, a lot of selling pressure, and then it comes back down here. No matter how high it gets, it still comes back to a level that miners are not in profit. But guys, let me know, what do you think about all the beef going on X? And do you think the Kaspa page should keep posting a lot, post even more like Bitcoin, or do you think they should shut it down and have very few comments? And I also want to know, what do you think about the price of Kaspa? Do you think it's going to be able to get up and sustain above a point where miners are in profit? Watch this video up above, and if you're not a part of the Freeman of Finance family, what are we doing? Subscribe. I love you all.